Hello and welcome back to Behind the Album, a podcast where we talk about a wide variety of artists and their careers. I'm your host, Jake Marks, and in today's episode, we will be discussing the newest album by Alabama Shakes, Sound and Color. Alabama Shakes are a Alabama-based blues rock band, and Sound and Color is their second full album they've released. In the past couple of years, Alabama Shakes have been making their name in the mainstream and underground with their album Boys and Girls, which holds one of their most notable tracks, Hold On, which had a little pop sound but kept the gritty delivery of Southern rock. Also, on a side note, the front woman, Brittany Howard, did an okay job on Boys and Girls, but her live performances prove that she was an electrifying and passionate performer. While this debut album had some admirable qualities and the basics down, it didn't really have anything very distinct or anything that stood out to me, other than the fact that it's really the first Southern rock band that's gained popularity in the past couple of years. So at this point, after Boys and Girls, I was a little on the fence about Alabama Shakes. But after listening to some of their singles leading up to this newest album, I was impressed. So when Sound and Color was released in April of 2015, I decided to give it a listen, and I was pleasantly surprised. This album had better performances, better recording, and overall, in my opinion, just better songs. This album is a stylistic shift for Alabama Shakes because of the vocal performances by Brittany Howard, which pushes the band into a more soul sound, which in my opinion fits her singing style much better. Now, Alabama Shakes is still in tune with their vintage sound and southern roots, but they've taken baby steps forward to move on to a more modern and mainstream sound, which also gets them out of the shadow of their influences, which was very obvious in their debut album. Now this album starts off with the xylophone and vibraphone melodies that really soothe the atmosphere and allow for Brittany Howard's vocals to really take over. Later in the song comes the building drums and vocal harmonies that lace perfectly into what Brittany's already singing. And once the strings kick in, we can really start to see the contrast between this album and Alabama Shakes' last album. Now, this first song is good, don't get me wrong, but it's really just an intro. The album really kicks off when the track Don't Wanna Fight makes an appearance. It's got more of a rock edge, but the soul vibe of this track is incredibly strong. The resound guitar and booming drums would have been a perfect fit for Alabama Shakes' last album, but I love how the song quickly changes pace when it gets to the chorus, when a minor key or guitar riff comes in with Brittany's falsetto vocals layered over it. And her lyrics are actually very representative of the emotions that somebody may feel when they've been arguing with someone that they've loved for a very long time. So overall, it's just a really passionate vocal delivery on this track, and it shows nothing but progress for Alabama Shakes. But the song Dunes really exploits the muddy production style that one would expect to find on some of their previous work. And honestly, besides some of the strings, this song could have perfectly fit into their last album. The song Guess Who is equally as muddy, and in my opinion just doesn't fit into the clean, lush, big, ambitious sound of the rest of the album. Now, things start to get back on track with the song Future People, which isn't as much as a pop song as it is a huge dramatic soul instrumentation with amazing vocal work from Brittany Howard's layered on top. On this track, we get a nice buzzing bass line with some solid guitar leads and just an overall really powerful performance, which we also see on the track Give Me All Your Love. Give Me All Your Love has a similar huge feel with some massive organ chords that really fill the space. And I love Brittany's vocals on this track. Just the screams, the intensities, and just the feeling that she's really getting into it. And she really goes all out on this album, as opposed to Boys and Girls, where in comparison, at some points, she just is too reserved. And I love that Alabama Shakes are really having fun with this song, and they start pushing it more to a jam. This is a pretty dynamic album that holds a handful of surprises in it, especially in the song The Greatest, which is one track where I feel like the lo-fi recording style really fits in nicely with the rest of the tracks. This song is messy, a little bit sloppy, and some may even say punky, but it's got a good beat and a nice fast tempo to it. And once again, Brittany's vocals are very well done on this track. But what really makes this song is the sloppy instrumentation that really gives you the feeling that they're having a lot of fun making the album. This may sound cliche, but after listening to Sound and Color, I really got a better idea of what Alabama Shakes are truly all about. All in all, Alabama Shakes did a very good job on this album, and it shows progress from their previous work in almost every aspect. And I like that I can say that they took a good amount of risks on this album, which is usually a good thing. So although this album and Alabama Shakes aren't a complete game changer, we do get some good songs here, and a style of music that people just don't hear every day. If you want to hear more behind the album, make sure to check out the rest of the videos in my YouTube channel, or go to www.behindthealbum.weebly.com. I'll see you guys next time.